was gonna do a video for edit. You should do a Hassan Abi reaction to this vid. Oh, this vid makes me sad. I watched it the other day. This vid's crazy. A Hassan Abi reaction would just be this. Have you guys seen this? Let's react to this real quick. So I actually think it's important that we react to shit like this because this is fucking bonkers. The fact that I live in the same nation as these people, the fact that I have family, Hispanic family, that live in Arkansas right now, and like this is what's around them, blows my mind. You guys have watched this? So what happened is this guy, Rob Bliss, went and he held a sign, and all the sign says is Black Lives Matter in America's most racist town, the town in Arkansas where the KKK was founded. So he's just holding a sign. He's on a corner that has like a Walmart, a gas station. So he's holding a sign in a couple different places, but it's all within like 100 yards. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say after dark, man.
Who are these fat pieces of shit? I just hate them. I hate them. That's crazy this guy came back. This dumb piece of shit.
I'm gonna be back. Okay.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, this is so funny. He goes, okay, come back.
Come back.
That's what I'm talking about. That's that energy you need. I'm so proud of this guy for doing this.
Are you a Marxist?
Communist, domestic terrorist.
Why don't you take it to Chicago or New York and hold it up where the shit
The crazy thing is this just looks like a grandma. She could be my grandma. She could be my grandma. She looks like a nice lady.
Fucking job. I'm Jesus. Get your ass out of town. That shit don't make sense.
Jesus, Jabba the Hutt here. He kind of looks like Jabba the Hutt meets diners, drive-ins, and dives. You know what I'm saying? We're on our way to racism town.
All lives matter, not just black. You're a Caucasian.
I like that guy because he doesn't know how he's gonna close it out. You're a Caucasian from the window. At the end, a young person comes up to him and hands him a note that says, ignore the haters, you're being peaceful, what you're doing is good, just a friendly reminder, don't give up hope. That kid is a champ. But could you imagine? I actually don't think I'd be able to do it. I like to think that I'm like a positive person and a person who could get through adversity. I truly don't know if I could make it through like living in that town. Yeah, I was actually legitimately scared for this sign. Imagine if he was black. Yeah, he would be. He would absolutely be beat up. The fact that he was white was the only reason he had the privilege to hold a sign like this, and even then he was abused.
Apparently black people's lives matter more than us.
Why are they so bitter? Why? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? You're living in this town, surrounded by people who all think the same exact fucking thing as you. What is your deal? It's crazy to me. Why? You're just living your life. It's called an echo chamber, but why are they angry? That's what I don't get. What is what is causing this anger? It's deflecting off other issues they have, but I'm sure a lot of these people don't have issues. You know, this guy, like the guy who says you better come back, like these people have some cars and I think jobs and stuff, you know what I mean? Like he just looks like a normal guy. Recognizing inequality makes people defensive. Yeah, but it's like more than defensive. It puts them on the offensive. And they're just so bitter. They feel like they're being attacked because their worldview is being challenged. But what's the worst thing that can happen? That's what I don't get. What is the worst thing that could happen? All of a sudden, okay, you're racist Jabba the Hutt that we saw earlier, and you say, okay, Black Lives Matter. And then you go back to work your job and it's the exact same. That's what I don't get. Yeah, their worldview is fucking stupid. But not only is their worldview stupid, it doesn't benefit them. It just seems toxic and bitter. I want to know, like, if they sat down and said, okay, I want a plan. Like, let's say I'm sitting with Jabba the Hutt here, and I say, okay, you know, what are you doing today? What are you doing next week? What are your goals in life? Like, what are your dreams? And if they all wrote it down, I would love to see how that fit in with like these racist beliefs that they're holding. Like, where does this other come in and stop them from achieving their life goals? That's what I want to know. And has it happened before? That would be a really interesting conversation to have. Unfortunately, I spent years with a mindset like this, just very toned down because I go to school where if you're on super far left, you're a racist, and my dumbass wanted to be different. But I think people are being brought together now. Yeah, I think a lot of people as a teen want to be like counterculture, right? There's a reason that all of a sudden in like, I would say probably 2010 to 2016, 4chan made like a hard turn towards conservatism. And it's because all of a sudden during like the Obama era, liberalism or like left-leaning ideas were the norm, and these people wanted to be counterculture. And so all of a sudden, and that kind of created this melting pot for the Trumpers. You had these people on 4chan who were like, you know, based red pillars, who were going to go for Trump, who was their savior. It's crazy. Like the perfect storm happened. Every time I see these things, it makes me think that we're sinking further and further into despair. Yeah, I think that the U.S. is in a really bad situation right now. How do you feel about the phrase, you can't be racist to white people? You can absolutely be racist to white people. Yeah, I don't agree with that phrase. You can be racist to anyone. Now, do I care as much if someone was racist to me as a white person versus someone is racist to like a person of color? Of course I care more. Because like I said, my life's easy as shit. What are they going to say? What are they going to say that's going to do anything to me? You know? I don't have to deal with it all day, every day. I disagree. You can be discriminatory to white people, but not racist, since racism is a system built upon order and society and power. Since white people are at the top, they cannot be affected. I think that's probably a fair take. I think that's the take that you would get in university. But I think like the way the word is colloquially used, right, as like being disparaging towards someone based on their skin color, like let's take the power structures out. I think the power structures are very important. And I think the way that people use the word in like educational settings and the way people use the word in the middle of Arkansas are very different. And so it's really tough to tell these people that like, hey, like let's look at the etymology of the word and let's look at the power structures are in place and why someone would posit that you can't be racist towards white people. These people are never going to get there. We're still at the level where they're saying the N-word brazenly to people on the side of the street for holding up a Black Lives Matter sign. Make sure that we're not taking 2 steps back to take 1 step forward here. The treatment of natives in Canada is so crazy. The First Nations people have the highest suicide rate, 20%. Their living conditions and treatment's horrible across the country. Yeah, for sure. The same thing happens with Native Americans here. It's atrocious. It's atrocious what we did. It's atrocious the things we're doing now. That was really interesting. The head of, oh man, hopefully I don't want to say anything bad. Native American lawyer Joe Rogan. She is the leader of this group that is an advocacy group. Yeah, Shannon O'Loughlin. That's her name. Let me just find Shannon O'Loughlin. So, Shannon O'Loughlin is the executive director of the Choctaw Nation. No. The Association of American Indian Affairs. That's what she is. She is she leads the Association of American Indian Affairs, and she's trying to like right a lot of these wrongs that the U.S. perpetrated, and we're still perpetrating. You know what I mean? It's so awful. And so I think it's a really powerful interview. You should definitely watch it. She's a really smart lady. And I think that Joe Rogan, for all his faults, Joe Rogan is not necessarily like my homie. For all his faults, one good thing about his kind of like dive into Native American fetishism is that he talks to more people like this and gets to hear, the true story from their mouths. Would you ever do call-in debates / discussions? No, I think debates are masturbatory. I think it's so yuck. Discussions for sure, like a round table. Like I think what Scar and Toph did with some people, or what Jisoo and Ludwig and Slime did about like predators in the scene, I think that can be very helpful and build a scene. I think debates are purely political theater. Yeah, I think they're garbage. And that's from someone who is like going to be a lawyer, which is all political theater. Should people who use stereotypes as compliments be canceled? The politician in Australia said that some people were smart because they are Asian, got ridiculed. You should definitely be ridiculed. There's, that stereotype, the stereotype of like the smart Asian has in effect stopped Asians from getting scholarships in the state of California. There's been studies done, right? Like stereotypes are hurtful, even if they're positive stereotypes. You know what I'm saying? Black people are good at sports. Asians are good at math. That kind of thing. Yeah, it's terrible. You can't do it. Can't do it. There's no such thing as a positive stereotype. Yeah, that's what did I say? Stereotypes are harmful. Yeah, stereotypes are harmful. Pretty much always. I just want someone to throw a shoe at George W. Bush again. God damn, that shit was funny. George W. Bush sucks because like he committed war crimes, but damn if there wasn't something charming about him ducking under a shoe and giving a big George Bush smile. Can we do a president's tier list? That's some content right there. Like all of them? Damn, I have a political science degree, but I can't even remember all of them. President's tier list? I mean, Jackson near the bottom. You know what I'm saying? I don't even recognize most of these old fuckers. Oh no, this would be tough. I'm not going to do a president's tier list because I would just flub it. I don't know enough about enough of them. How about a 2020 candidates tier list? If you guys want to look into my mind, I will give you my tier list. Dog shit. I think A tier is going to be my highest tier. Somewhere around there, probably. He's probably in the same tier. He's probably right there. She's probably right there. She's probably right there. So far, so easy. Right there. Buttigieg is S tier? You think Buttigieg is S tier? Yang not S. No, Yang's not S tier. He's a capitalist to his core, brothers. He's big business. Don't fall for the fucking marketing. Oh, old New Jersey Pharmaceuticals. I would put New Jersey Pharmaceuticals up here. When Kanye isn't on the list. Biden tied with Warren. I think this is about appropriate for me. I don't feel comfortable moving Bernie to S because I don't think he's S. But I feel like there should definitely be a medium. Can I add a tier? Here we go. Yeah, I can add a tier. See, like that. I think I'm comfortable with this. Is he a pedophile? Or are we just uncomfortable with the things he does? I think the things he does are creepy as shit. But is he? I mean, if he's a pedophile, he goes off my list. He goes to F tier. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with Yang being a capitalist? I believe that his ideals towards business and the type of legislation he would want to push through doesn't align with what I want out of the president as much as these people. If you pick someone to be S tier, who would it be? If I could pick someone to be S tier, who would it be? I would pick the youngest person, right? Because if I want someone to be S tier, I would want the youngest person. Oh, where's Marianne Williams? Old Stones. This is Old Stones? Peace and love, baby. Peace and love. I read an article in, was it New York Times? About the city that she lives in where she's like a yoga guru and everyone worships her. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with this list. I wasn't here yesterday. Why don't you like Harris? She's a cop. She's part of, she has been a part of a structure that is, in my opinion, that systematically like targets the oppressed, you know, different races, lower social classes, and puts them in prison. And I think that sucks. You know, prosecuting cases for like marijuana possession, for example. I think people shouldn't go to prison for having marijuana. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. The fact that she would prosecute those cases makes me not respect what she would do. Do you have any alarming racist stories that have happened to you or around you? I have too many to count. I'm sure. Like I said, I'm from Yuma, Arizona, which is, yeah, I remember I had a band director that was like, harbored at least some racist sentiments. And again, we talked like a lot about stereotypes that were negative. Like I played percussion in high school. And so one time, like our chimes broke, a chime fell out and one of our guys starts to fix it. And he goes, man, you Mexicans can fix anything. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Don't say that. He also told the story. You know some people from Yuma? I'm from Yuma, baby. Let's go, Yuma boys. You know, stuff like that. Or he once said, like, yeah, he did a stint teaching band in Texas, and the city he went to, the welcome to town sign said where the dirt is black and the people aren't. And he told that story and like laughed. Like, how crazy is that? Racism. It's like, oh, come on, man. Do you think a multi-party system would be better than a two-party system? I don't think the party system is what matters. I think it's, someone hit the nail on the head. I think, like, first past the post elections are dog shit. I also think there's issues with the Electoral College. There's so many people in New York and California. Like, my vote in California is worth so goddamn little. It is worth poquito, little tiny, tiny bit compared to your vote in North Dakota, you know? Yeah, I fucking hate Elon Musk. I know that like throws me out with you Zoomers, a lot of you. I think he's the biggest fucking doucher. Goddamn emerald mine in South Africa. Fucking comes over and rides the back of PayPal. Huge fucking doucher. Oh, I guess you guys agree. It's crazy you guys agree. When I say that around people, other people my age, they're like, no, you just don't get it. He's a visionary. He's a visionary. Did Clint Stevens hold that opinion? I respect that. Yeah, he's a billionaire pretending to be cool. And he's a doucher. I think after the COVID-19 factory thing, people really saw some of the bullshit. Yeah, him moving it to Austin and stuff. People used to make fun of Clint for disliking Elon. Wow, he stood steadfast. I've always disliked Elon. The thing is, I like Teslas. I want a Tesla. I drove when I rented one the other day. Fucking rides like a dream. I'll buy a car. I just think he's a fucking douche. I don't live too far from the Fremont location. I've never heard anything good about him from his workers. Yeah, I used to live in Oakland, and I would drive down to around Fremont. Where did her grandpa live? We used to go visit her grandpa in Hayward. What was the other one by Hayward? It's next to Hayward, but it's not Hayward. The Castro Valley. Yeah, I would head over to Hayward and Castro Valley. So Elon is like somewhere down here, right? He's like right on the side of the highway. And I used to hang out between Oakland and Hayward a lot. And then I moved to Richmond up here. I moved to El Cerrito. I guess I can leak my old address because I don't live there anymore. I fucking loved living here. El Cerrito was chope. Cliffs Lakers game is close. Is it really? I watched some of the Pels game. I watched Zion do that behind the back in real time. That was cool. 101-103 with 12 seconds left. NBA streams. Yoink, BRB. Sorry, guys. Got to watch this.